Okay, y'all, here's a update, and it's a long-awaited update. I can't remember the last time I spoke about this particular story. Like I told you, there were certain cases I was going to keep y'all updated on. That way people wouldn't forget about what was happening. So here's the update that I've received so far about this, or that I found so far about this case. So they still haven't started the trial yet. They're still going to trial, which is a very good thing. However, now the defense for Sean Urbanski, who is the individual on the left, they are trying to dismiss the hate crime charge that has been placed upon him. As we all know, Sean Urbanski murdered Richard Collins III a few days before he was set to graduate from Bowie State University at College Park, Maryland, at the University of Maryland College Park. And a hate crime charge was, of course, thrown against him, especially since there was proof that this individual was part of hate groups that was on Facebook. And they were going to use that as evidence to prove that this guy definitely had some prejudice and racism in his nature. Now his lawyers are trying to seek them dismissing the hate crime charges, saying that it violates his First Amendment rights of free speech. See, they love to use that First Amendment crap when to always dismiss their racism every single time. But at the end of the day, this man still murdered Richard Collins III. And they're going for the highest form of murder here. They're going for first degree murder. Now I hope that the plaintiff, which is on the side of Richard Collins III and his family, have a strong, and I mean a very strong case, because as we all know, first degree murder is very, very hard to prove, especially when it comes to cases like these. Even with all the evidence in the world, they'll still try to find a way to slip through the cracks. But they want to remove this hate crime charge from Sean Urbanski so badly. They didn't even want a hate crime charge to be placed against him, because they know if they can get this hate crime charge to stick along with the first degree murder, oh, Sean Urbanski's going to jail for life, most likely, without the possibility of parole. And they're trying their best to get that hate crime charge off, because they know if they can get that off, there's a very good chance that that first degree murder can probably be lowered. Like, I'm looking through this article, which I'll leave the link in the description, and they are trying everything in their book, in their power, to try to remove that hate crime charge. They know that hate crime charge is the thing that is blocking them from possibly sending him to jail for the longest length of sentencing that they possibly can send him to, which would be life without parole, which is what they're aiming for. Because I don't know if the state of Maryland has a death penalty. I don't think they do, because if they did, that's probably what they would have aimed for, considering the level of this crime. But everything that was on his Facebook page, or all the groups he was connected to, were a part of these Aryan Brotherhood white supremacist groups. But they're trying everything, like I said, to remove the hate crime charge, saying it violates their defendants of First Amendment. They like First Amendment right. They, like I said, they love to use that thing. They love to use those amendment rights to back up and try to clear them of any wrongdoing that they've done when race is involved. This guy is a staunch racist and a murderer, point blank, period. But it seems like they're holding their ground, and they're not buckling to the lawyers or the defense team for him to remove that hate crime. Hopefully it sticks. It needs to stick. They just trying to make it seem, they're trying to make it a way where if he does go to jail, it won't be for a long time, or they'll find a way to get him parole, or all kinds of other things like that. But they need the hate crime charge to stick to him as much as they possibly can, all the way until the trial actually starts, because the trial has not started yet. It's just going to trial, but they keep trying to delay it because they don't want this hate crime charge to stick. And they know that if they can't get it moved, then their client really has no chance. And they're literally trying to save this low-hanging fruit. But he needs and he deserves to be in jail, and preferably in Gen Pop. He does not need to be in any type of protective custody or any kind of stuff like that. He needs to be amongst other people. And maybe, if we're lucky, he can get the Jeffrey Dahmer treatment. But that's really all I have to say as it pertains to this right now. I'm going to actually leave the link to the article in the description, and you can read the entire article for yourself. I don't want to read the whole thing because it's a pretty lengthy article. So I'm just giving you a summary of what the article is going to say, but the article, of course, will go into more detail. But this is an update right now as far as this case is concerned. I didn't expect to have another update until I found out the trial had already started. And I'm glad that I can report on this story, because some of you probably, and I'm not even going to say that, just like making it seem like I'm putting words in your mouth or I'm reading your mind, but some of you probably have forgotten about this story. But this story, the one with Bianca Robertson and the Kiera Cole ones, are the three right there that are sticking into my brain. And the two that I mentioned before, Kiera Cole's, those happened well into last year. We're talking about over a year ago. And hopefully the next update I do about Bianca Robertson will be when the case with the guy who killed her gets started. And I think they said that trial is supposed to begin sometime in January. It actually was supposed to start a couple months ago, but they postponed it. I guess they're trying to get their lie together to try to get their client off as usual. But y'all let me know what you think down in the comments. Like I said, the links to this article will be in the description. Like, share, subscribe, and I'll talk to you in the next one.